right. Hello. Hello, everyone. I know there was a bit of a delay there, but thank you so much for joining me for this quick nervous system reboot tip and why it's important. So I am going live right now, not only in my Facebook group, but also YouTube, because I feel it's so important for more people to reach this. We spend a lot of our time doing, and going to the next thing, not taking a moment to just be. And I know sometimes that can be hard for a lot of people, right? For a variety of different reasons. I'm not going to go too far into it, but sometimes we just are so caught up in the go, right? Especially now with technology, social media, right? All these things kind of coming at you saying, do more, right? Why not do less every once in a while? Why not pause, take a few breaths, step outside, go into nature, put your phone away, right? Whether that's by yourself or maybe with people, and maybe they do the same. However, it's you actually just taking time for yourself and to take care of your nervous system. Yeah? So that's what I'm going to give you a tip, quick tip, and I'm going to also tell you why, okay, before we even do it. I couldn't decide if I wanted to do it before or after the why. But I'm going to go into the why first. And I kind of already did there for a second, but I'm going to give you a little bit more insight on that, right? So why would our nervous system need a reset? Well, stress. I'm just going to talk about stress for a moment, right? With stress, there are positives and there are negatives. I'm pretty sure you've heard me talk about this before, but I really feel like it's important to reinforce this, especially if you haven't heard me talk about stress. And yeah, why me as a personal trainer, movement coach would talk about stress? Sure. Exercise is stress on the body, but exercise is actually a great way to relieve stress. That's one way to relieve stress. Absolutely. But hey, we all deal with stress, even me, everybody does. And the positives are that in the short term, stress is helpful. Stress alerts us, energizes us to get things done that need to be done, right? Like emergencies or urgent things. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you get a phone call from a family member who's in distress, or a friend needs help with, picking up their kids, or you need help picking up your kid, and you're just like, okay, I have to regroup and figure it all out. And then you figure it out, right? And then you can move on, right? That is like the most positive thing about stress, is that it helps us solve problems and find solutions. But do we come down from those stressful situations? I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Can you comment below? Do you give yourself time to calm down? And what do you do to calm down? Do you go on your phone and scroll social media, get more stimulated? Do you watch TV? Do you watch the news? Do you, yeah. Do you fill yourself up with more noise? Hope you know where I'm going with this. So let me go back to my notes here. If we don't come down from this stress state, we start to develop health problems over time. It may not happen right away, but if we're not dealing with a certain stress factor, something that we get all balled up about, right? Triggered by, I'm not going to go into what triggers are right now. But if you're not dealing with your stress, if you just keep going the same way you're going, you're going to develop health problems, whether that's high blood pressure, digestive issues, headaches, poor sleep, then you feel fog-brained, and maybe it increases already established depression and anxiety states. So we get stress coming at us from jobs, our career, life transitions, right? Whether that's loss, divorce. Sometimes it's positive life transitions too, like new job, there's a new birth in the family, marriage, right? Positive life transitions, but also can cause stress because it's a shift. The state of the world. Sometimes we don't know how much that is affecting us stress-wise in our bodies. It gets us ramped up, right? And then what's happening? So I don't know if I've ever told you a quick story about the book Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers by Robert Sapolsky. I suggest you read that book. Read it, go on Audible or audiobooks. Just read that book. Because when most animals deal with a stress of being chased, right? They're being chased by a predator and they get away. They go into a secluded, safe area, right? They find that secluded, safe area and they start shaking it out. And then they kind of just drop to the ground. And it's their way of dropping out of that fight or flight. If you've heard of that term, the sympathetic nervous system is part of your autonomic nervous system. So your sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, makes you flee or freeze, right? But for the most part, flee, fight or flight. And then, as I talked about, that animal shakes it out and then drops to the ground to just let it go. So they're back into a more parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest, right? Where they can be like, that's over. I can move on with my day and my life. I'm not saying we're going to start shaking. Okay, I'm not. We're not going to start shaking. But that is something that you could do. That is an actual exercise that you could do to shake off tension. And of course, doing so in private, right? It's not something that you would stop, in the grocery store, in the parking lot, and just start going nuts, right? But that is a way to reset. So I hope all of this makes sense. Please let me know in the comments if this makes sense to you, if this resonates with you. And now we're going to get into the tip. All right. So if you're driving, don't do this. I am going to set a timer because this exercise, everybody, only takes 1 to 2 minutes, right? I'm going to check if this, okay, it works. All right. I usually check to see if my sound is okay on my videos. So here we go. I'm going to set the timer for 1 to 2 minutes, and then I'm going to give you a quick little synopsis, all right, as I guide you through this. Grab my timer here. It'll be 2 minutes. So for 1 to 2 minutes, this is a great exercise to do before you start your day or exercise routine. I actually do this before I even exercise, is to sit comfortably. I'm going to stand. So if you can't sit, you can stand. But sit comfortably, close your eyes, and you're going to take 3 slow, deep breaths. All right. So, and then after that, we're going to scan the body from head to toe. All right. And I'm going to pose a question to you as we do this. So go ahead, get comfortable. Close your eyes, starting the timer now, and you're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Feeling your body settle. One more like that. Inhale deeply. Exhale out the mouth. Now continue to breathe in and out through your nose. Start to scan your body from your head to your toes. And as you do this, where are you holding tension? Do you feel it in your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your abdomen? Or maybe you might feel it as you get to your hips, your lower body, your back. Just take a moment to just tune in. And if you don't feel any tension, fine. It's just a basic body scan from head to toe. Continue to breathe. And as you do this, can you name one word to describe how you're feeling? Just one word to yourself. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Start to open your eyes and come back to the space you're in. And that's it. That is all you need to do. And that took 2 minutes. The more you practice this on a daily basis, it will actually, you'll become more efficient at it, where it'll take no time. In fact, you will become more attuned to tension in your body. Your body will know exactly what to do when stress hits you, and it gives you that moment after things have settled down to let your body actually let that tension go, right? We don't need to analyze it. We don't need to, we don't need to overanalyze it. I'm an overanalyzer. But not that talking isn't helpful either. I highly suggest, if you're going through a stressful situation, find somebody to talk to, to help you process anything that is really impeding on your life. So with that being said, I would love for you to join my 5-day Step Out of Stress Nervous System Reboot. And what we do in this 5-day Step Out of Stress is, well, here, let me tell you a little bit more about it. We start Monday, and today is the last day to get the early bird rate of this. And what this 5-day experience is designed for, it's to help you feel calmer, clearer, and more grounded through simple movement and mindful practices. This isn't a high pressure thing. There's no long workouts that you're going to have to do. It's just a few minutes a day to move your body and regulate your nervous system. And even it might be what we just did, right? And maybe that's all you do. Maybe you don't exercise in the morning, right? Maybe you don't have a movement practice in the morning, whatever, that's fine. But maybe that's all you do. And what you're going to get is a daily text with a specific task, a daily task, very doable task, similar to the one that we just did. Access to a supportive WhatsApp thread. And that's for encouragement and accountability. That is really the essence of this, is that when you're trying to create a healthy habit for yourself, you need that accountability, you need that encouragement, you need that support, especially when you're going through a rough time. You need it even more. That's going to be on the WhatsApp app. All right, you're gonna get bonus content. I have more bonus content, but we'll get some stretch videos in there for you, some breathing tips, maybe some journal prompts, things like that for bonuses. I also am adding a little bit more bonus content this time around. And I am going to be going into a live webinar at the end. The last day of this, I am going to really be talking about just ways on how to stay calm, confident, and strong as you go through your life, especially as you age. Since I work with active agers mostly, you are going to learn even more. And I'll have a recording for that as well. So the early bird rate right now, it's $29. It's going to go up to $39 after today. Today is Friday, August 22nd. It's going to go up after. So make sure, you get that good rate. Yeah. Also, if you've if you've done this before, which I've already had one round done, you should do it again. Why not? Because, hey, I got some new stuff for you. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much for watching all of this. I am going to leave the registration link in the comments of these videos. So you can take advantage of that early bird rate. All right, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.